Today FM is #1 here in Singapore.
We love Today FM in Mombasa. It rocks!
My favorite station in Nandi is Today FM.
Listening to Today FM. Today FM rocks in Sabah.
Loto kasi di love today's kid music.
I love Today FM because they play all my songs.
We love Today FM at Fugitive Mombasa. Yeah, it rocks!
I love Today FM because it rocks.
Today's hit music on Today FM.
Tonight, BJ Prasad steps down as proposed Fiji first Vice President. Nazar Chamim off to Geneva. And 3 men sentenced for rape. Good evening, I'm Jackie Spate and this is FBC News. BJ Prasad, the Vice President of proposed Fiji First, has stepped down today. It comes 3 days after he was revealed as an official of the proposed party when it lodged its application to register. Christopher Chand reports.
In 1982, BJ Prasad was convicted and sentenced to a 3-year jail term for larceny by servant. He says he failed to disclose this to the proposed Fiji First and as a result is withdrawing his name.
If I remained here, half the campaign will be, tainted with questions quite irrelevant to what the Prime Minister's agenda. For that reason, I have stood aside. But my assistance for the party, whatever I have planned, and I'll do more to move forward.
Prasad says proposed Fiji First leader Vorenge Bainimarama has set high standards and his non-disclosure has fallen short of those standards.
I must also finally make the observation, as someone who has been involved in politics in Fiji since 1982, the approach of the Prime Minister and his proposed Fiji First team is unique. It is unique because it does not engage in gutter politics, personalization of issues to cloud over the issues, raising communal differences based on race and religion, and does not engage in character assassination. These are hallmarks of many of the existing politicians.
Proposed General Secretary Ayaz Sayed Kayum says Prasad has shown great courage and dignity, which is in short supply in Fiji's political landscape.
Also informed the Supervisor of Elections regarding Mr. Prasad's withdrawal. We do not need to put a replacement name. As you know that we had already put in 6 names. There's a requirement to have 5 official names. So that 5 will suffice. We have the leader, who is the Prime Minister. We have the President, Dr. Chico Leveni. We have the Vice President, Tui Madhwata. And we have the Treasurer, in Mr. Vimlesh. And I'm the General Secretary, as you know. So what will happen now is the Supervisor of Elections has informed us this morning that he will publish the application as was handed to him, but he will also publish the letter that will be writing to him today. We've verbally informed him. We'll be writing to him today to formally withdraw the name. So that will also be published in the publication that must take place within the next week or so.
Sayed Kayum adds that the withdrawal of Prasad is not a setback, but a huge leap forward for them, setting a new standard in the political arena. Christopher Chand, FBC News.
The Minister for Elections, Ayaz Sayed Kayum, has brushed aside claims by political parties that he is in a position of conflict of interest. The Fiji Labour Party and the National Federation Party called on his resignation, stating that his appointment as General Secretary in the proposed Fiji First is a conflict of interest.
This is real gutter politics. All of you know, who know about the Constitution and about governance in Fiji, that ministers have been responsible for the elections office. Now, who was responsible for the 2006 elections? Which minister was responsible? Lasinian Garase. He was the leader of the SDL party. Did the NFP say it was a conflict of interest? Did the Labour Party then say it was a conflict of interest?
The Fiji Labour Party Management Board met today and has resolved to write to the President Ratu Epeli Nailatikau to register its protest. 22-year-old Priyadarshini has been sentenced to life imprisonment for murdering 33-year-old Taufa Patolo and her 7-month-old baby Sarah Rosemary Patolo. Both were beaten to death in an attack on December 18th in Vesese Lautoka last year. Darshini will not be eligible for parole until she has served 20 years. She pleaded guilty to 2 counts of murder and 3 counts of attempted murder. The 22-year-old was in a de facto relationship with Mokai Patolo, the partner of the dead woman and child. Darshini went to Patolo's house, got into an argument with Taufa Patolo, and hit her on the head with a crowbar while she was still holding her baby. After hitting Taufa several times, she turned on the 7-month-old infant, striking her on the head also. Darshini then went on after Taufa's 3 other daughters, Angeline, Grace, and Anna. They survived the brutal attack. Former High Court judge and Fiji's Goodwill Ambassador for Women, Madam Nazat Shamim, has been appointed the country's first permanent representative to the UN office in Geneva. The ambassador-designate will leave for her posting later this month. Foreign Affairs Permanent Secretary Amena Yauvoli says Shamim's wide experience in the civil service, extensive legal background and expertise suit the work and advocacy required of Fiji's representative in Geneva. The mission in Geneva is expected to be opened officially next month. The case of a bus checker who was behind the wheel of the bus that caused an accident killing 2 on Tuesday has been changed from a traffic offense to a criminal offense. Apparently, the bus checker holds a valid driver's license, but not the PSV license required to drive a bus. Meanwhile, the LTA has completed its report and sent it to the police. Police spokesperson Ananai Soro says once the investigation is complete, they will forward their findings to the DPP's office, which then will decide on charges. LTA Public Relations Officer Ilyas Sokia says the safety of passengers moving around the bus station is important, and the LTA is concerned with how the drivers control their buses. Fiji Labour Party leader Mahendra Chaudhry's lawyer filed an appeal this morning in the Fiji Court of Appeal in Suva. Lawyer Anand Singh confirmed to FBC News that the motion for a stay of judgment, conviction and sentence was filed under instructions from his client. Last week, Chaudhry was fined $2 million for breaching the Exchange Control Act. He has until the end of June to pay the fine or face a 15-month prison sentence. 3 farmers have been jailed for raping 2 boys in Kandavu. The sexual assaults took place over a 3-year period. The matter was discovered by a teacher on the island who then reported it to the Education Ministry and the police. The 2 boys were aged between 9 and 10 at the time of the sexual assaults. The court heard that Atama Verevo, Minuse Rarase, and Epineri Lata sexually assaulted the boys in isolated locations. While sentencing, Judge Justice Paul Madigan said his court will show no mercy to those who rape children, as these men took advantage of the young boys. Atama Verevo will serve 6 years and 8 months behind bars. Minuse Rarase has been sentenced to 13 years and 8 months, while Epineri Lata will spend the next 12 years and 8 months in prison. Coming up, Vision Group buys out 3 resorts.
Mirchi FM is #1 in Singapore.
और किसके सुनिए यार, हमारा एक सच्चा साथी है मिर्ची एफएम लंबा सा।
I love Mirchi FM. It's so hot.
देखे में लाल लाल, खाए में हाय हाय। Tangi tangi taupa में Mirchi FM is hot.
Here at Rugby Town, Singatoka, love listening to Mirchi FM. Mirchi FM, it's hot.
Mirchi FM is #1 in Suva.
It's hot.
हम वहीं लंबा सा में रहता है, तो क्या बताएं हम मिर्ची एफएम सुनता है।
Mirchi FM, बहुत जुलूम जुलूम।
Mirchi FM, it's hot.
Welcome back. This is FBC News. Fijians in Nandronga and Navosa now have a new 15-kilometre sealed road. The $45 million Singatoka Valley Road took 2.5 years of preparation and construction. Akusitatale reports.
The new road will cut travel times and improve accessibility to many rural parts of Nandronga and Navosa.
For 40 years, no government saw fit to provide a sealed road to enable that food to be taken from the valley quickly and more efficiently to the markets and onto consumers, both here and overseas.
Villages in Akalabo, Nanduri, Narewa and farming settlements of Mbarara, Gerengere, Bilalebu, along with others further up the valley, will benefit from this new stretch of road.
The days of sitting on a bus getting dust in your face and hair are over for those lucky enough to live along this stretch. And we're hoping to eventually bring these benefits to people living further up the valley as our road construction program continues.
It was an opportune time for Prime Minister Vorenge Bainimarama to plead with all drivers to take caution given the recent spate of accidents, especially the death of a mother and child at the Suva bus stand.
I appeal to every Fijian driver to examine their own behavior and their own consciences and reflect on some of these recent accidents that have claimed the lives of too many innocent Fijians. This has to stop.
The new road will also open up more of the Singatoka Valley for development, attract new enterprises and create new jobs. Akosita Talei, FBC News.
The case of Ratutevita Mara, who fled Fiji while awaiting trial, was called before Chief Magistrate Usaratovili today. The Director of Public Prosecutions has decided not to apply for trial in absentia, but will renew its application for extradition. Meanwhile, the court has extended the bench warrant issued for Ratutevita. DPP Christopher Pride says Mara remains a fugitive from justice and will be arrested upon his return to Fiji. Fugitive Peter Foster has filed an application to have his passport returned. Foster's various charges of forgery and uttering forged documents were withdrawn by the Director of Public Prosecutions earlier this year because Foster fled the country. However, DPP Christopher Pride says he's at liberty to reinstate the charges and Foster remains on the watch list and will be arrested if he returns to Fiji. Seaview Shipping is bringing in a new vessel to join its fleet of 3 already serving the maritime zones. Apisola Medokar reports this isn't a refitted ship, but a brand new one currently under construction in Australia.
Seaview Shipping Managing Director Durga Prasad says they are working towards commissioning their new boat in December.
We have got our own investment, we are going to prove it. Definitely we were looking for that for a long time because shipping industries at the moment is collapsing.
The new boat is 43 meters long with a sitting capacity of 300 and a top speed of 25 knots, which makes it the first ever for Fiji. It's intended to serve both locals and tourists.
We leave in the morning by midday or just before the afternoon, say about 4 or 5 o'clock in the evening, we'll be reaching to the destination. If somebody wants to go to South of evening, we will make a special run. And this will be specifically for the tourists, because we will communicating with all the tourist vessels coming into the country. We'll be taking them for a day trip.
Prasad is confident the company can buy more ships if there is a growth in the shipping sector.
If the demand arises, definitely we'll be looking for another vessel as well, maybe one or another 2 vessels, I would say. Because I think in shipping industries at the moment we are the leaders, and we have been operating for quite a while and servicing all the uneconomical routes. We have never failed, and that's what I'm looking in the future.
Seaview Shipping will bring in a captain from South Korea to sail its new ship until local captains are well trained. Apisola Medokar, FBC News.
The hardworking volunteers of the Fiji Red Cross were the focus of World Red Cross Day celebrations today. The celebrations were an opportunity for the volunteers to share their experiences and encourage the public to join a worthy cause. Savara Tambor reports.
Volunteers of the Red Cross work silently behind the scenes to help the public during natural disasters and other events. Many times they put their lives at risk to help others.
Majority of our motive is to reach out to the needy, the vulnerable, and also for those who are disabled and who really need our support, which some of us cannot afford. So we are the volunteers, we are here to reach out for them majority of the times. Yeah.
The International Red Cross is celebrating more than 150 years of humanitarian action locally and globally.
8th of May is celebrated every year around the world by national societies. And Every year the theme changes to some humanitarian purposes.
There are about 300 volunteers with the Fiji Red Cross, and there is always room for more people to sign up with this worthy movement. Sabera Tambua, FBC News.
Sports now. Jamie joins you with the latest.
Good evening. Up ahead, FRU clarifies Sevens bonus criteria, and Fiji Rugby Under-20s in final preparations for Junior World Championships. Details after the break.
Bulan 2 Cyber Tolu FM, enapan 2 Raki-Raki.
Bula FM namban 2 Inosor.
Go etabo ke boto kola sa Bula FM nga.
Bula FM nampan 2 Korbu.
Bula FM namban 2 Sawa.
Bula FM namban 2 Lotoka. Bula.
Nampan 2 nang Bula FM member.
Bula FM
namban 2 NSR in Singapore.
Lo tali tak da warong nang Bula FM Lotoka.
Ali akar warong Bula FM nampan 2 NSR.
Bula FM nampan 2 NSR.
The Vodafone Fiji Under-20 rugby side is heading into its last phase of preparations for the Junior World Championships in New Zealand next month. Coach Salimoni Ravovo is eager to get the boys into tip-top shape for what will be a brutal crusade. Talinda Vakadaka has more.
It has been an extensive period of searching for the best combinations for the upcoming Junior World Championships. The coaching staff have left nothing to chance for the world meet.
We've been preparing the boys right from the last year, before Christmas, a month before Christmas. And we put them through the system of what the Fiji Rugby Union wants. Go through the off-season. And they're coming through to preparing them for the Junior World Cup. It's not an easy task.
The players have been getting regular game time for their provincial under-20 teams and are in line for a warm-up match against Nandronga this week. Rabobo is eager to test the team's mettle before facing its pool opponents.
We're playing against Ireland, we're playing against France, and we're playing against Wales. We've been playing the Six Nations under-20s, and we've been playing around the world, most of them.
Fiji has finished in 11th place in the past 2 World Championships. Only time will tell if this new crop of players can better Fiji's standings. Talendo Vakadak, FBC Sports.
Fiji's new national table tennis coach has started work with the Table Tennis Association. Egyptian Mohamed Garib has a wealth of coaching experience in Egypt, Morocco, Saudi Arabia and Barbados. Pravin Narayan caught up with him.
Mohamed Garib has taken up the challenge to improve the standard of table tennis in the country. His first task will be to lead his team to Cook Islands later this month for a series of competitions.
Player to play international team for Fiji. You play under competition for this tournament. I am lucky, really. This competition finished on Saturday, and today I beginning also another camp from 2 to 8 every day before I go for competition for Cook Island.
Garib has been amazed with the talent in Fiji, but at the same time he has shown concern about venues where players practice.
You know, now today I practice for this hall. Maybe next week I go another hall. This is not good for more concentrate for the player. I am surprised. I go different country for Africa country or Europe country or American country. Every country have a special hall for practice for international team.
President of the Fiji Table Tennis Association, Anthony Ho, says the new coach will have the challenge of bringing Fiji up to par with other nations.
We've got very important events coming up every year. One of our main aims is to become the #1 in the South Pacific, and that's always been our major mission, and be on par with Australia and New Zealand in terms of all our major competitions are concerned.
Garib's first test will be the 10-day competition in the Cook Islands later this month. Pravin Narayan, FBC Sports.
That's it from Sports Tonight. Good evening.
The long-standing local businesses who make up the Vision Group have purchased Sonai Sali Island Resort, Dandrai Island Resort and Sonai Sali Premium Residences. All three properties were formerly owned by the McGrath family. The McGraths have developed Sonai Sali into an award-winning, internationally recognized resort from humble beginnings 20 years ago. All staff and management will remain over the transition period, and all contracts, arrangements and daily operations of the properties will also remain. Chairman of Vision Group, Dilip Khatri, says the investment will significantly expand the consortium's engagement in the tourism sector and further demonstrates their confidence in the Fijian economy. Managing Director of the Sonai Sali Group of Companies, Aaron McGrath, says he can't disclose the price paid for the properties. We had beautiful weather in Suva today, Trish. Can we expect more of the same?
That's right, Jackie. We had wonderful weather with sunshine and generally clear skies over the whole country. Looking at today's map for Suva, Nadi, Lotokamba, Sabu Sabu and Lambasa all had fine weather. That's thanks again to those easterly trade winds bringing us cooler, drier air. Today's temperatures saw Sabu Sabu and Nandi on 29, Suva and Lotoka on 30, while Lambasa, Ba hit 31 and Lambasa 32. Looking at tomorrow's forecast, Suva and Sabu Sabu might have some cloudiness in the morning, but will be fine in the afternoon. The rest of the centers will have fine weather all day, so for Nadi, Lotoka, Ba and Lambasa, another day like today. Looking at tomorrow, the usual chance of a few showers over the eastern parts and interior of the larger islands, normal this time of year. For mariners, expect southeast winds 10 to 15 knots and up to 20 knots through the passages and moderate to rough seas. Now looking at today's photo sent in, a beautiful picture of a place to take a long walk on a day like tomorrow. Thanks to Samuel Prasad for sending in that picture.
Thanks so much for that, Trish. Recapping the headlines. Vijay Prasad steps down as proposed Fiji first vice president. A new road brings relief for villagers in Singatoka, and investigations continue into Suva bus stand accident. This week's question, seeing as how we're progressing towards elections in September, we ask, are the political parties addressing issues of concern to the public? Visit our FBC website to take part. Remember, you can send us newsworthy pictures and videos on email citizenseyes@fbc.com.fj or share it with us via Facebook page FBC News. And if you're on Twitter, follow and tweet us your news tips at FBC News or simply hashtag FBC News. You can also watch our nightly news on our YouTube channel. That's it from the FBC News team tonight. We'll be back again tomorrow, same time, same place. See you then.
देश की धड़कन रेडियो FBC इज नंबर 1 इन सिंगटोका।
मैं लंबासा के निवासी, मेरा नाम प्रेम चंद्रा है। देश की धड़कन रेडियो FBC2 को मेरा सलाम।
नैनी में देश की धड़कन रेडियो FBC2।
रेडियो FBC2 में देश की धड़कन मुझे बहुत अच्छा लगता है।
रेडियो FBC2 इज नंबर 1 इन सिंगटोका।
नैनी में मेरा धड़कन है रेडियो FBC2।
हम ननुपुर की रहता है और हम रेडियो FBC2 हरदम सुनता है।
हमें रेडियो FBC2 सुनो बहुत अच्छा लगे। आप भी रेडियो FBC2 सुनो।
देश की धड़कन रेडियो FBC2।